Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mario Pedro Gould. You are now tuned into the Alpha Success Television Network, and I have a very profound message to share with you here today for the next few minutes. The message that I would like to share with you is this. When you set an intention for yourself, in any arena, whether it's health, whether it's spiritual, whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally or relationally, when you set an intention for yourself, some invisible forces come into play and pull you in the direction that will help you manifest and demonstrate that intention that you have set for yourself. The right people will show up. The right circumstances will come up. The right tools and resources will automatically show up in front of you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the power of intention. The power of consciously stating in your mind and setting a direction, an end place that you want to be, an intention to do something. I intend to. I plan to. I aspire to. What is your intention? This presentation today comes at a very critical moment, given that, it's the end of the year. And if you are a serious student of success, ladies and gentlemen, you will be a reflective person. You will be reflecting on the past 12 months. Looking back to see if each and every one of the months have added up to you being the best version of yourself in any arena that you had set an intention back in January. There's a very interesting thought process that is going on in my head that actually led to the creation of this video. Over the past few weeks, in the month of December, I have been feeling that, Mario, man, you had a great year, man. You had a great year. You had a great year. You did a lot of things. You grew up in a lot of ways. And I remember very vividly, in the beginning of the year, I was 33 years old. I was on my Jesus flow. I had said that 33 is going to be the greatest year that I ever had, compared to all the other 32 years behind. And I set an intention for the different things that I wanted to do. I didn't set it in a time bound. I just said I have an intention. I went for a Lululemon visioning evening early on in January, where we had to sit down and write our vision for a future, and we were doing yoga and we were around positive, uplifting people. And when I wrote down my vision for the future of the things I intend to do, I remember writing down very clearly, ladies and gentlemen, that in 5-7 years I would like to, to be a vegan. To be a vegetarian in 7 years and to be a vegan in 10 years. I set an intention that, I'd like to get to the point where I was working out 5 days a week, 5-6 days a week in the gym, going to yoga 5 days a week, devoting a significant amount of time towards my self-development, towards meditation, towards becoming, the Mario Pedro Gould that I had always dreamt of. So something very funny happened for me this year that made me say that I had a splendid year. And I'm wishing the same for you, the past year and the year that's coming forward. In the beginning of the year, I set an intention for some things that I want to do. And I'm looking back right now and voila, I am a vegan. I said I was going to be a vegan in 10 years. I am a vegan. I train consistently 5 days a week. I go to yoga consistently. Meditation has become something that I look forward to very dearly. I finished, my business degree, but there was a lot of small victories that got me to the point of feeling that, this was a spectacular year. So my message to you before, we talk about where we're going in the future is, look back at the 12 months, that I've just passed, and ask yourself the question: how has this year been? Have you had a great year? And if you've had a great year, go back and pinpoint, well, what is it that contributed to me having a great year? And on the flip side, ask yourself the same question. Well, my year didn't turn out the way I wanted it to turn out. I had a shitty year. I had a bad year. There was a lot of bad luck, blaming external circumstances. And ask yourself what went wrong. Probably, if you're very honest, you realize that nothing outside went wrong. You went wrong, so you probably need to change yourself. So the exercise that I'm going through right now is a very powerful exercise, and this is the exercise. I set an intention, in the beginning of the year, but I wasn't very dead on that I want to do this, this, and this. I just set an intention for my overall development in different arenas, and the universe actually aided me very well, and everything came, together. But I'm looking at the next year, 2014, and I'm not talking about setting goals. I'm talking about intention. I'm looking at the next year, 2014, and the question that I'm asking myself is a very profound question, which I invite you to ask yourself too. Here is a profound question. If there's only one thing, just one thing, I don't need 10. If there's only one thing that I can do in 2014 that will make me feel very proud and happy with myself at the end of 2014, what would the one thing be? Okay? So look at your own life. Forget about 10, 20 things. Just ask yourself, for the year 2014, I'm not saying set a goal, I'm saying set an intention. What is the one thing that if I did, it would bring me a significant amount of joy, a significant amount of peace, a significant amount of enhancement of my self-worth or discovery of my self-worth? This is a powerful exercise because it's going to force you to focus on just the one thing. So I'll give you an example for me. It just happens there's a lot of things for me, but in this year, if I am successful in enrolling at the Queen's School of Business to do a master's in international business, that will profoundly transform the trajectory of my life. Okay, there's a lot of other things, but this is very important to me. So my intention is set. A lot of things that I'm doing in my life, I'm going to direct them towards meeting that intention. What is it for you? What is the one thing? When you discover the one thing and you set the intention, then you are calling to your service, ladies and gentlemen. You're calling to your service the invisible power. Okay? I'm not talking voodoo. I'm talking esoteric principles of psychic success. You're calling to your side invisible forces that will bring the people, that will bring the resources, that will bring the tools, that will give you the motivation, that will give you the inspiration, that will light up the spark of desire and urge in you to grow, to go towards that which you have intended to do. Over the next couple of weeks, as we go through December and we're welcoming the new year, be different from everybody else. Instead of focusing on outside distractions, activities, and parties, start focusing on yourself and ask yourself, what is the one thing that if I did, it would make my year in 2014 magnificent? As always, I am wishing you prosperity and success. Have yourself a spectacular day, ladies and gentlemen.